Interestingly, I watched the film, The Secret. I didn't actually read the book. And at the time, I watched it in the cinema, and I remember it, being really interesting and exciting, actually. In terms of The Secret, yes, there is a little bit missing. And do you know what's quite interesting? After The Secret, probably a year or two after The Secret came out, there were some groups in America particularly where people were depressed post The Secret. And it's because they got so excited about manifesting through this method, and then they found it didn't work. And so they just really crashed and they just felt terrible. So yes, there is some missing. Now, how you manifest, we're going to really talk about that in a couple of weeks' time, how to intend, the way to intend, the language that you use to intend, because it needs to be quite specific. But it's not just the language that's important, it's also the fact that you can have blocks. So your subconscious mind processes so many more stimuli per second than your conscious mind does. Your conscious mind may say, that you would like a promotion at work. But your subconscious mind might be saying, oh yes, but remember that teacher in 4th grade, and she said to me, I would never amount to anything. I'm not good enough. I'm just not going to be able to manage it. So if your subconscious mind is actually saying something to you that's contrary to what you want, then unfortunately, the subconscious mind is the part that's actually going to win out. But you also need to work out what your programs are. Yeah. So if you've got a program, if your brain is programmed to say this is impossible, so you then have to use something that's going to clear that either belief system or program. And then from there, anything is possible and everything is possible.
That makes sense, because you've sort of approached all of it from a completely different angle to what the secret sort of was like, wow, this is amazing, and it was all very starry and things, but yours is very science-based and it makes a lot more sense.
I think it saves disappointment, because you can't just get up tomorrow and just go, oh yes, fantastic, it's going to happen. It doesn't work like that if you do have things that are getting in the way, if there are stumbling blocks. So the reason I started the way I have is that if you can clear things first, then when you do come to manifest, you've got more chance of it succeeding.
Right.
But what you're saying is also true as well. If you, for example, want to go from step 1 to step 20, sometimes you're not ready. It's a little bit like when people win the lotto or lottery and they win millions, and it's absolutely fantastic. You wait 2 years later, if they're not prepared and they're not ready energetically for it, you often find, firstly, they're probably not talking to their families anymore in 2 years. They've probably lost it. They probably bought several houses, and then for some reason something went wrong. And so you're absolutely right as well. You often have to do things in a stepwise fashion. And with manifesting, you sometimes have to break down what you want. So if, for example, you want something massive, you might need to break it down into steps. But we'll definitely be talking about that in a couple of weeks' time, and we will go through specifically how to manifest. But if you haven't cleared first, then you're still probably going to be disappointed.